my attempt was for this past year to do a blog a month, and I couldn't even swing that. And it's not about not having enough free time. It's about not being able to get myself started. So I want your advice on how to write regularly, religiously.
Okay, well, with my blog, the Album of the Week blog at 99wbob.com's award-winning blog page, it's posted every Tuesday, because usually that's when albums are released, every Tuesday. And first off, you gotta love it. You gotta love what you're writing about, you gotta stand behind it, and you gotta be passionate about it. Second, you gotta use your head. And also read other things. Find other words. Use a thesaurus. And also create your own flow. Because you can't model yourself after another writer. That just makes you look like you're trying to steal something. You gotta follow your own method.
That's just depressing.
Yeah, you just gotta follow your own method. You gotta make your own flow. You gotta make your own language, pretty much. And that's how I do it. I pretty much it always comes to me like. I haven't had a writer's block in a while, knock on wood. And so, luckily that's been working out for me lately. And I like to write, and I like to put thoughts on paper and see how they go. And it's almost like I kind of compare it to like making a painting, but with words. You're pretty much telling a story. You're giving an experience via diction.
George, as a pulp writer, how do you get it done? You're way more disciplined than I am, just in general. But.
Well, perhaps, but as far as the matter of how you write to a schedule, I guess is what you're talking about. In other words, like publish a piece of writing or put out a piece of writing on a regular basis. For me, if I'm left on my own with no deadline and no one requesting the work, I am as basically as
amoeba-like as I am.
Not so much, I guess, procrastination oriented. Like I'll find myself, I'll write something, and then I'll let it go for a couple of days. Then I'll go back and read it, change it. I'll revise endlessly unless there's somebody like, for example, our station manager at WBOB,
yep.
who after a few days go by and he hasn't gotten what I promised, sends a little text saying, "Where's my effing blog?"
Yeah.
Kidding aside, that's what really helps me keep to a writing schedule. Is when I've done some of my best work as part of a writers group, or writing for BOB. For me to stay on a schedule, I have to commit myself.
Or with 13 Folds, the magazine is going to print on a certain date, right? And
yeah,
exactly.
The train's a lead.
There will always be a deadline.
Right. For me to be consistent and on schedule, there has to be a deadline. So Tony's not alone in writer's procrastination.
So I have queued up now a CD that was physically handed to me at the Midday Social. This is the Jessica Prouty Band. I don't think this CD is out yet, so you might be hearing it first off of the album Set Me Free. This track is called Light This Place Up.
myself a little stroll. The wind was blowing and the air was cold. That's when I saw her walking up to me. She had a red dress and said, come with me. And then she took me by the hand. Her flaming eyes made me understand. She had red lips that I couldn't resist. That's when she gave me the burning kiss. She laid me down on an altar of blood and said, come on boy, let's make sweet love. They started to dance while we're making sweet romance. The flames of hell grew higher and higher, with every lust and burning desire. That's when I heard someone say, come on in, sin, you don't have to pay. And then they debut, he walked on in. He said, who's doing the sweet love sin? Are you the one sleeping with my daughter? I said, hey man, you gotta drink cold water. That's when he looked at me and started to smile. He said, you're my boy, you're the devil's child. I had a blast at the midnight mass. You'll have a blast at the midnight mass. You need no money, you need no cash. You'll have a blast at the midnight mass. So come on in and do your sin. At the midnight mass, I had a blast at the midnight mass. You'll have a blast at the midnight mass. You need no money, you need no cash. You'll have a blast at the midnight mass. So come on in and do your sin. At the midnight mass.
You're listening to the sweet, self-serving sounds of the Tony Jones Show. That was a little band called Tony Jones and the Cretin 3 off of the album Midnight Mass. That was the song Midnight Mass.
They're a crazy midget lead singer, right?
Before that, we heard from the Jessica Prouty Band, Set Me Free, the name of the album. Light This Place Up, the name of the track. Tony Jones Show continues, facebook.com/Tony Jones Show. TonyJones.org is my website. George Garner is my co-host. Rob Duguay is my guest. And unfortunately, we are just about to wrap things up. I do want to, and unfortunately we are short on time, but I want to ask you guys one question, especially you, Rob, in that a young kid, maybe he just finished up at Rhode Island College, he has a mass media degree. What advice would you give this kid other than, you know, don't look at your student loans or you're probably going to cry?
What advice I have to a kid who probably is like, I'm only 26, but so a kid probably like 22 years old who wants to do media, wants to do journalism. Well, first off, you should do an internship somewhere. You should either do an internship somewhere as a local radio station or a local publication, or join up with your school's radio station or join up with your school newspaper.
Drop me a line. I need help bad.
Yeah. Just do stuff like that. Get involved with what your school can offer you, and get involved, and you'll have more fun no matter what college you go to. You'll make a lot of good friends, meet a lot of good people, and you have great connections for life. And that's what I highly suggest, is that first you should do that before you graduate, and then build off of that after you graduate. And also, don't give up. We've all had hard times here, especially in your radio. If you're a journalist, sometimes you have to deal with some roadblocks, big, huge roadblocks, and don't give up.
Don't deal with jerks on a regular basis.
But also, don't lose your dream. If you're chasing a dream, don't lose it no matter what you're doing.
Well, my advice would be short and sweet. Number one, it would be location is everything. So if you want to make a career in the media, don't stay in Rhode Island.
Or if you want to make a career in anything, don't
stay in Rhode Island. The second thing
That's not true.
Oh, it's semi not true. The second thing I would say is, as far as college itself, to me, the person that should go to college is somebody that wants to be a doctor, a lawyer, or something else. If you just want to get ahead in media, in the new media, as we like to call it around here, not alternative media, but the new media, I would suggest, from practical experience, you better, rather than spending all that money on college and generating a student loan that you can't pay back, get in touch with your local internet radio station. I know from experience that...
Or you can even start your own one.
Or start your own. But the best thing to do, like I said, and this is based on my own personal opinion and experience, is, speaking of interning, like Rob said, intern yourself at some place like WBOB.
Yep.
I mean, you will learn the equivalent of a college multimedia course.
You'll have more fun.
And you'll have more fun, and you won't have the student loans at the end of it. That's my suggestion. In internet radio, internet is the future of media, so go there.
I can't think of a better way than to wrap up the program. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome, man.
Always a pleasure.
No live program next week because Rock and Shock is in town. Hemlock is going to be rolling into the studio fairly shortly, and then the legendary BJ Snowden will be back with us. If you don't know BJ, go to YouTube and type in BJ Snowden.
The queen, right? Of
Queen of outsider music.
Outsider music, yeah.
Fantastic. Facebook.com/Tony Jones Show. TonyJones.org is my website. I'm going to leave you with a little bit of music from a guy who is still doing it, has always done it. It's Mark Cutler.
Hell yes.
Off of the album Sweet Pain. The track I have queued up for you is something I'm familiar with. This song is called Bottom of the Bottle. Bye, everybody. Bye.